All right, we're here live. I got my man Grade A Picks. Grade A Picks, tell us a little bit about how you got into MMA before we get into these picks today.
Yeah, this started a long time ago. I was at one of the original UFC shows in Los Angeles when it was first time pay-per-view when they had no weight limits. Just walked in there and I was hooked ever since.
Wow, so you even go for I didn't know that. You even go further back than me because I went to UFC 30 and 29, I think, in Taj Mahal, wherever those ones were. But
Yeah.
but there's no weight limits. I mean, that's even earlier. So
Oh yeah, I was on one of my first ever business trips and I just was stumbling through the lobby, walking, and I saw all these people like going into this and it was in a hotel. It was in
yeah,
like hotel it was. And it
right.
was a conference room. And it probably only sat like maybe 1,000 people if that.
Yeah. I was at Taj Mahal. It's probably
Paying.
like what'd you say?
I just walked in without even paying.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they just let me right in. I was like, "Oh, thanks."
It sounds like some Hoist Gracie nights or something, right? Like that. Who was there? Who was fighting? Anybody we could
It
talk
was
about?
that huge. So the fight that I saw was like the one they play a lot. Is like that huge big black guy that was like 500 pounds against a little white
He
guy.
gets knocked out, right? He
Yeah,
gets bloodied.
I kept
Yeah,
giving him groin shots.
yeah. I know that guy passed away, but he was a super nice guy. They said,
Yeah,
yeah. I saw some stuff on him. That's cool. Yeah, I got into it around this time, right? And this is my shirt for the day, for my fight night shirt. And the fights are coming on soon. Actually, it might be even on now, 4 o'clock, I think.
4 o'clock.
This is the Iceman Chuck Liddell right here.
Yeah,
So yeah, so we got him on there. Anyway, so we're gonna go through the main card real quick. I have my stream. I have my my Tapology up here. Let me just remove it for a second. Hang on a sec. And then we'll just go through the main card and then call it a day on this stream. And what we'll do is after that we'll do the other show I got. So you'll be my first guest, Grade A Picks. Okay.
nice.
All right. So let me get this up here. I just need to keep my picks up though. Boom and then boom. Okay, here we go. So we got the first fight of the night, which on the main card is going to be boom. So we got Julian Arosa versus Steven Peterson. Arosa's a big favorite. What are your thoughts on this one? I know you've probably been betting some MMA a little bit for a while now. So what do you got and
You know,
why?
I got a Rosa. I like him to finish just because Peterson missed weight.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I have Arosa by second round submission. I don't know. I just because it asked me to put something in here, so that's what I have it as. Not much to discuss here. I don't think, right?
Yeah, no, I think again, missing weight's huge. I think in a lot of these things,
Okay.
so I definitely would edge for a Rosa on this one.
Yeah, and that's what the betting line says as well. I think it's a plus or minus 360 almost. I can't even see that small, but something like that, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have we have Brian Battle versus Tristan Gore. Now, Gore is a big, I think, tough guy from the UFC, TUF, whatever. He's a negative 145. He's 3-0, but for some reason, he's got five wins in a row here on Tapology. I guess those are amateur bouts, possibly. Or those tough fights maybe don't count. And then Battle's 6-1, but he's won his last 5 as well. So this is a good little matchup here. They're both 27 years old. They're both from South Carolina. I wonder if they've been together before, right? Have they rolled together? Do we know?
I think what happened on this one, they were, I think, on the Contender Series together,
Right.
fight, and then something happened where Gore had to back out.
Right.
They're real familiar with each other.
Yeah, and I think this is supposed to be the final of the tough fight, but it ended up not being. So now we're getting the final now, right? Something like that.
Yeah, and Battle was sneaky. He doesn't look like much, but he's definitely a sneaky one, like with submissions and just punches. And it's kind of interesting, but Gore is just jacked. So
yeah, Gore's looking a little bit like Frank Gore almost. He's definitely got that kind of look to him. So I wonder, not related, I guess, but it definitely looks like him a little bit. I have, let's see what I have here in my Tapology. Where is it? I did. I actually took Battle in the upset and decision. I guess maybe he'll outlast. It looks like Gore carries a lot of muscle.
Yeah,
Um,
he might
uh,
gas out.
which doesn't always help you in a fight. So I got Battle in the upset by decision. I don't think it's a popular pick because I think on Tapology it's like 70 or 80% for Gore, but I'm going Battle in the upset. What do
And
you get?
yeah, I'm going Gore, but I did see that one episode where he was taking a beating and came back and submitted somebody. Battle. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely could take some punishment. If he could probably withstand Gore in the first round, I could see him getting the edge then.
All right, all right.
Get a submission on him.
All right, so next up, and again, I like rolling through these quickly. We got smiling Sam Alvey, okay, versus there's no line on this picture I took it versus Brandon Allen. Now Brandon Allen's been put to sleep before, but Sam Alvey, a lot on Twitter, they're big into like don't like their New Year's resolution is to not bet on Sam Alvey this year. Like, do not bet on Sam Alvey. Like, if you want to, he's ruined parlays. He's like, he just been, don't bet on Sam Alvey. So, I can't believe he's only 35. I feel like he should be like at least my age, which is 42. He's lost his last four and a decision within that last four. I think it goes back further than that, by the way. That's just Tapology. So I have Allen by decision. Alvey's hard to finish. He looks finished sometimes. He might look finished 7 times in a fight, but usually he's not finished. So I have Alvey. I have excuse me, Allen by decision. What do you got there?
I have Allen with finish too. Allen's just taking.
Oh, you have finish. I have decision. You have finish.
I have finish. He's coming out only 4 days, but yeah, you know what? I could see him go. I could definitely see him go to a decision because he's coming off he took a fight on 4 days' notice.
Okay.
But Allen is like negative like 460 or something ridiculous, right?
Is that what it is? So if I'm gonna do like a sneaky side bet, maybe a Sam bet, because like Allen is not. Allen was a big prospect, but he's not like looked at as that anymore. But so we both have Allen, but if the money's big, it's still a fight. Like when the money line gets so crazy, you got to put something on that dog because like,
oh yeah,
especially if it's a professional dog like Sam, who's like he could upset somebody, but people are doing their New Year's resolution to not bet on Sam Alvey. So
he's burnt me in the past.
yeah, he's burnt. I think he's burned everybody. Yeah. All right, next up we got pardon me with names. My spelling, grammar, and pronunciation sometimes off. Nothing to do with my intelligence, people. But Srivat Rakmaninoff. He's a minus 240 favorite. He's from Kazakhstan, like I guess Golovkin, right? Isn't he from there?
Yeah.
Versus Carlston Harris, who's a plus 200 from Guyana. He's 17-4. He's won 4 in a row. The other guy's undefeated. He's a finisher. I have Rakmaninoff by a second round TKO or KO. He's a finisher. He's the up and comer. This other guy, decent record. I don't think a lot of that's in the UFC though. And that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, I got the same thing, but him with a submission.
Oh, okay. He's gonna obviously hurt him before the submission, I'm sure, right?
Exactly.
Right. That's a good idea.
Hold on to him and take him to the ground.
Yeah. So this next one is let me get it up on the screen. It's an interesting one because it's one of the Diaz brothers' boys, and that's Nick Maximoff. He's an underdog plus 170. He's 7-0. He is a Diaz product, I guess you would say, versus Punali Soriano, who's a minus 200 favorite. He's 8-1, but coming off a loss. So let's see what I did here on my pick that I put into Tapology, which, by the way, I'm new to Tapology. Sometimes I don't hit save, and when I don't hit save, like it screws up. All right, so I'm gonna go with Soriano by decision, even though it's a Diaz product. I think he's got more experience, especially versus higher level competition. That's what I'm doing with Soriano. What do you got?
Yeah, same thing. Soriano grinding it out with the decision.
Yeah, grinded it out. All right. So next and last up, we have the main event now. It's Hermansson versus Stickland. I'm not sure if the line is the same. I pulled these about a couple days ago. These what's the line at right now?
I think the line. I think there was Stickland that I took on one that was like about negative 160.
Yeah. So I think that the line is tightened up after the weigh-ins because I don't usually pick off of looking at a guy, especially from muscles, but Hermansson looks so good at the weigh-in. Like he looks so strong to me. I actually was going Strickland when I first put this pick in. I switched it to Hermansson yesterday. Just looking at him, which I don't normally do, by the way. So that line is probably closer than what I have on my screen right here now because it used to have minus 160. I got minus 210 on the screen right now, which is not, Strickland is not that big of a favorite anymore. Hermansson's 33. He got out wrestled by Chimaev in that wrestling little showcase thing, but that's Chimaev's different than Strickland, obviously. Strickland runs his mouth a lot. He talks a lot of trash. He said he's not going to get caught in a heel hook like Kelvin, but he might. Like Hermansson can submit you pretty well. I got Hermansson in a decision over Strickland. I changed my pick, which I rarely do. But what do you got going?
I did pick Strickland in some of the earlier ones last week to do parlays that went through, but on the recent picks, I put Hermansson on there. And, I did a sneaky pick, not sneaky, but it was it was negative 220 to go over 2.5 rounds in a bunch of parts.
Okay. I don't mind that because I feel like neither guy is easy to finish. So,
right.
Like Strickland is not a bitch. Like,
and this is 5 rounds, right?
Yeah, it is 5 rounds.
Yeah. So I'll definitely see it going to like at least 3 rounds.
Yeah. I got it going to the decision. I don't think either one can finish each other. Hermansson's not known for, I don't think, knockout power, and neither is really Strickland for that matter. Like they're both kind of grapplers, really. I mean, which might end up being a sloppy boxing match if they're both good grapplers. Like with the Colby and Usman before Usman got a little better at striking. The first one that was kind of like they cancel each other out wrestling, and then we get kind of like a fun sloppy boxing match.
Right.
So yeah, all right. Well, that's pretty much all we have for this show. We got our picks in. I was happy we got them in before they start. Everybody starts at 7 p.m. I'm actually having a little beverage now, grade A picks, because I have to work tomorrow at 7 a.m. I don't work on Sunday, so I'm a little upset about this. So that's my only weekend, and I thought Whitaker and Adesanya were this week, and I was really bummed out that I had to work the next day after Adesanya Whitaker, which is not okay in my world, in my routine. So now I'm pretty happy that it's just this fight and it's early, so I'm gonna have some drink now, shut it down, work, and then be ready for next week, which is a big show. So
I'm looking forward. I got Casey O'Neill next week too. She's good.
Yeah, and Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, Super Bowl as well.
Yeah. So all right, so great A picks. I'm gonna send you the next link for the Twitter one. We're gonna break down like 10 tweets real quick. You're my first guest on that. You're my first guest on this, and I'm gonna send the link over and we'll switch over to that platform. All right.
Cool. Sounds good. Thanks.
All right. Thanks for being on.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.